Alright guys, let's go over the tactics that were in the game, and pretty cool game, right? Like, he was down a whole piece, but he never gave up, and I've seen this happen so many times in when, like, just regular people play chess at coffee shops. Like, as soon as they get an advantage, they become blind to the counterplay. So I think that's what makes, coffee chess play fun. So, alright, so this is the position, the first tactic. White just pushed a4, and if you want to pause the video and find the tactic for black, you can do so now. So it starts off with takes g3, and when it comes to tactics, you always want to look for forcing moves. So this is pretty much a forcing move right here. White's rook is being threatened. Where's it going to go? If it goes here or here, the bishop will take, so pawn takes is forced, and then the queen comes in. And things are kind of looking bad for White's king right now. So, but White's going to hide in the corner, and it looks like White's going to be fine, right? It looks dangerous because you have these pieces close by, but it looks like White is fine. But then Black has a really cool move here, and it's a very subtle move. It's a quiet move, but you got to look deeply for it. So if you want to pause the video and find it, you can do so now. And the move is simply bishop, right? Bishop to g4, and you're thinking, wait, pawn takes? Nope, because rook takes, queen takes. So taking advantage of the pin right there. So now, what is White going to do here, right? White has a couple options here. We'll look at the first one, rook g2, but then to tempo the queen, but this simply falls to bishop takes. And now rook cannot take because it's pinned, and this rook is pinned, and the whole point of this tactic here is that White will lose a rook, or worse, for the bishop. So that's kind of why the chess engine went kind of crazy. And Black has these rooks on back up here that can lift up and swing over, and looks pretty scary for White in this position. But let's go back here, and what happens if queen goes, right? If queen kind of comes in to help defend everything. Same thing. Bishop takes, rook takes, and now, the whole thing will play itself out. Black is up an exchange, and he has more pieces that can swing in and threaten the king, which is kind of naked without its pawns. So that's the first tactic, and let's go on to the second tactic here. So this was the position in the game. We'll go one move back. Black is threatening the bishop. Bishop moves. Looks like a good move, right? But here we have mate in 6, so if you want to pause the video, you can do so now. Okay, first move is rook check, right? And this rook cannot go back, otherwise it'll be mate. So, and you don't want to sack the queen, so I'm guessing it's going to be this rook, right? This rook is going to do the job and check again, and now you got your choice. So you can either interpose with the rook or the queen. Most people will go for the rook, right? So let's go to the rook, and this is very cool tactic. It's simply boom, check. And if queen takes, then it's mate again, right? So what can the king do? I mean, king moves back and boom. Weren't expecting that, huh? You're thinking takes. I mean, that's another continuation, but this is another kind of killer silent move. And now, like, obviously cannot take because it's pinned, and this queen can't really do anything. I mean, because you have mate right here with this queen, and it's a very nice, quiet killer move. All right, let's go back to the position. And instead of rook, let's say somebody says, hey, let's just sack the queen. Rook takes, and now you have this sneaky move, the queen move here, and obviously threatening mate here, right? I mean, I guess you could just take here, and but this is kind of, more sophisticated, I guess, less brute force. Rook defends the mate threat, but it doesn't matter because the queen is just going to go here, and boom. Okay. And let's go to the third tactic. I think this is the last tactic right here. So this was the position. Let's see. Let's go back one more move. Yeah, he kind of blundered here, right? He just lost his rook. But believe it or not, it's mate in 11 right here. Mate in 11. Let's pause the video, see if you can find it. Okay, first move, obviously, queen check. And now, going through the options, it's going to be this rook again that's got to do the job, because this will be, if this rook moves back, it's mate, and you don't want to sack the queen yet, so rook e1, queen takes. And now, this move looks good, right? I mean, but boom, boom, boom. It's very elementary from here, and black will queen. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I just hope you guys enjoyed the tactics, and I think that's, like I said before, I think the beautiful thing about coffee chess is that, you know, since we're not all grandmasters or anything, like anybody can win the game, even if you're down a piece. Like the other person can get overconfident and miss those kind of interesting mates, and definitely keep that mate in your back pocket with the rook and bishop. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the game, hope you guys enjoyed the tactics. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I think you know, what better way to learn chess than to be entertained by a game and learn from it afterwards, right? Alright, thanks. See you guys.